Author's Note: To save us all from straw men and confusion, a project such as this must be as transparent and clearly defined as possible. To that end, I want to make explicit three basic parameters on which this book is based. First, although the time frame spans 24 hours, it is not a calendar date. This allows for more flexibility, but not more time. A U.S. calendar day spanning from the East Coast to Hawaii is longer, stretching 29 hours. This book covers the gun deaths that occurred between 3:57 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 23, 2013, and 3:30 a.m. Eastern Standard Time on November 24th. Second, the book covers the gun deaths that occurred within that 24-hour period, which is not quite the same as including those who were shot on that day and then died on a later date. Jaiden Dixon was shot on Friday, November 22nd, but not pronounced dead until Saturday, November 23rd. He's in the book because he died within the time frame in question. Quindell Lee, who was shot in the head on November 23rd in Dallas by his 13-year-old brother while his stepfather stepped out for 15 minutes, is not in the book because Quindell wasn't pronounced dead until Monday, November 25th. Finally, the book includes children and teens. That is not the same as minors. Some are legally adults. More than half are over 16. The median age is 17.5. The average age, 14.3. You can slice and dice the data and definitions any way you want, but once you've seen their pictures, encountered their braggadocio on their Facebook pages, and seen the peach fuzz referred to in autopsy reports, the arguments become moot. It's not complicated. They're kids. But perhaps the most important thing for you, the reader, to know is that these were not necessarily all the gun deaths of young people that day. They are all the gun deaths I found. I found them through internet searches and on news websites that tracked gun deaths on a daily basis. There was no other way. Each of the more than 3,000 counties in the country collects data in its own way and has different rules for how the information can be disseminated. Some will tell a reporter if there have been any gun-related fatalities in the last week. Others refuse. Meanwhile, it takes more than a year for the numbers to be aggregated nationally by the Centers for Disease Control and Prevention. So, a project like this, which seeks to report on the cases in a more timely manner, is necessarily reliant primarily on local media. These are the gun deaths that I found, that got reported. As such, one important and sensitive category is absent: suicides. On average, around 2 of the 7 gun deaths that occur in the United States each day involve young people taking their own lives. They tend to be disproportionately male, white, Native American, or Native Alaskan. Unless these tragedies are emblematic of some broader issue, online bullying, academic pressure, or a mass shooting, they are generally not reported. It is, apparently, in no one's interest for suicides of any age group to become public knowledge. For the family, the pain is compounded by stigma. For the media, it is considered too intrusive and inherently unappealing to ask. Mental health professionals fear publicity will encourage the vulnerable to follow suit. They don't like to report them on the television because it's bad for advertising. A representative of CARES Prevention, a suicide prevention organization based in Florida, told me. They're too much of a downer. So more children and teens were almost certainly shot that day. These are just the ones we know about.